to our podcast, More Than Roommates. I'm here with my roommate, Dan. Dan, how you doing?
Good, Graham. How are you doing?
I am doing okay. You know, it's kind of a nice, chill weekend, I thought. You know, we were going to hit the gym, hit the pool. But it seems like every time we go to our gym, every time we run into this one guy, we always seem to get chased down, or like there seems to be a problem with our badging or something.
Yeah, so
it just kind of irked me.
Yeah, we definitely have been having some ongoing things that we've been noticing with this one worker at the gym we go to.
Just one in particular, and nobody else.
So we kind of did a TikTok and a short about it, but I feel like we can really elaborate on the full situation here. But we joined this gym a little over a year ago. This employee was the one that signed us up. He was super nice, gave us a discount when we signed up.
Like the referral, like sign on kind of thing for a first year, for sure. Yeah.
And then like a couple months ago is when this kind of really started. A few months ago,
yeah, somewhere around then.
So keep in mind, we go to this gym 3 times a week.
If not more. We've been doing like 5 lately.
Yeah, so we know everyone there. We've never had an issue with any of the other employees. But it started one day we
went through the 24/7 access. So keep in mind, they have a separate door that says 24/7 access, meaning you should be able to badge in that door at any point, whenever you want.
Yeah. So
whether there's, the attendant there at the front or not.
Yeah. So we badge our IDs in.
And I guess we were right before they closed. They closed at sunset or something. So we went in through the 24/7 door when he was still working.
Yeah. So we badge in. We immediately go to the treadmills. We're starting to do our warm up, and then he comes and taps us on the shoulder, and he's like, "Excuse me, your badge didn't swipe through. You need to come to the front." And we're like, "Oh, okay." It's like a little awkward. Keep in mind, he knows us, so I'm like, "Okay." So we like badge in the front, and that was that. And we're like, "Okay, that was really odd." And then a couple weeks later, we were coming in, and Graham forgot his badge.
And I had forgotten it before too. And he in particular had said, "Oh, no problem. I can look you up in the system."
Yeah.
Easy peasy, right?
We show your license.
I didn't even have to do that. I just, you know what I mean? So this time though, he did ask for a driver's license, and I didn't drive. And I usually don't like to haul my wallet to the gym. I don't want to lose it if I don't need to bring it.
Yeah.
So anyway, he got really nasty with me really fast. He was like, "Well, that'll be $5 for a day pass in." And I was like, "Are you serious?"
Like we already pay a monthly fee. You see us all the time.
And I just told you I didn't have my wallet. Like, what?
And so he was like, "Well, that'll be a day pass." And so we like turn around and we leave. I'm not paying more money on top of it just to like. So just no customer service.
Yeah.
Just really nasty. And then today we go in. It's a nice sunny day. So we go in just to use the pool. And when we walk in, he's
nowhere to be found. There's no attendant at the front when we walk in.
Each of us badge in.
Yeah.
And just go on our merry way to the pool. And we're just talking and we're in the water. And he comes up.
And we keep in mind, we put sunscreen on. We got set up. Like we were out there for a solid 10 minutes, if not more, right?
Yeah.
Before
he had just gotten in the water, and then he like comes up and he's like,
so I watch him. So there's a big staircase. Like it's not like a really short trek from the front desk clear down to the pool. And we were clear in the corner too. So he walked down like 20 steps, and I'm watching him, I'm seeing him like starting to come our way. And I'm like, great. I'm thinking, what does this guy want this time?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where that if there's going to be a problem, it's going to be with this employee. Like I'm like, I don't want to have any interactions with him because it seems like there always seems to be something.
Yeah.
But he came over to us and he's like, "I'm going to need you guys to
He said, I don't think I saw you two badge in. So I just need to see one of your badges, and that's fine. I just need to see it." And I'm like,
"Because we're
okay." So I have to get out of the pool, like I'm dripping wet, and I have to like dig through the swim bag to get my badge.
Yeah.
And I showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh, great," and walks away. But it's like
so odd. He like thinks that we're like sneaking around or trying to break the rules. And
okay, and real quick question: if you could give this gym a grade, A to F, like just in general, like what would you rate it at and why?
Well, it's low. I don't even think that matters though.
But I'm just like, I think it kind of does.
Why?
Because he's making it out to be like, oh, this is some pristine country club that is like very nice, and you guys don't seem to be members. I didn't see you check, and I feel like it's a snobby, weird attitude.
It's
like,
not a nice gym, but I don't think it matters whether it's nice or not. He just seems to be targeting us. He keeps like trying to embarrass us in front of people by like pulling us to the front or making us get out of the pool in front of people. And it's like, what is your deal, dude? Like, don't interact with us. We don't interact with you. We've never left the weights unequipped. Any of that. And it's like, so it's really just bothering us.
I hate this gym, literally.
Yeah, because it's
like, by the way, their equipment's dirty. Like, the locker room is so outdated. Like, there's nasty old carpet down there, like near a sauna. So I think it's skanky. Like, if I had to like describe it in one word, I'd say skanky. Like, even the pool today, like, sure, we had storms yesterday. The water was pretty clear, but like,
well,
it's just dirty.
So the reason we picked the gym was because less people go to it.
And
it was like
good
a quieter,
proximity.
It's a good price, but part of it was that we would get access to the locker room 24/7, and now they've locked us out of that. So it's like,
and they always have broken machines. Like, there's always something broken. The foam pads are like torn up. I just
so but mainly the issue is Graham has his whole thing.
I've got beef now.
But my thing is with the guy, it's like that is such a turnoff. So our options are, we've already renewed for a second year, and I think it's up in April. So even
you have to like give them like 2 months, you have to write 2 months in advance, or it'll renew automatically too.
Right.
Kind of sounds like your news contract.
Right.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Like how.
So we could either, like, even if we wanted to quit now, we would still have to wait it out till
and
April.
Pay through like March or something of next year, which that's what we're probably gonna do. But I'm ready to cancel.
Yeah. Well, and do we like tell someone else about it? Just like, I've never
really like been one to just like go blast a business online, but like I'm like, this is not acceptable.
It's just like
and
harassment.
Cool. It almost is like harassment for sure.
Like, I don't know what your deal is with us, why you feel the need to just keep hounding us. And we've obviously had these interactions. You know who we are. You know we're paying.
And I've never seen this man chase a single other person.
No.
Like, I've never seen him track anyone else down in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To like verify they signed it or badged in. Like, dude, I'm paying the bill for this. Like, I'm not trying to sneak into your gross club, you know?
Yeah. So please let us know what your thoughts are on this. If you think
I'm triggered.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm mostly being targeted more than you.
Yeah,
like,
I can tell
he's picked on me. So I don't know like what his problem is with me in particular. Like,
So I would definitely, I want to hear what you guys think. If you think it's just, we might be looking too much into it, or if you think, we should probably just quit. I mean, we're probably quitting the gym, but it's definitely like, it's just odd.
It's not worth the harassment. It's just not.
No. So we were getting, what was crazy was we were already planning for this episode to kind of talk about like microaggressions that we received. I don't know if this is necessarily like we're being targeted because we're gay. I wouldn't even go that far. I would just say he obviously doesn't like us for some reason, and he's taking it out on us.
And that's fair. I agree.
But I wouldn't throw that out because I think like that's not fair.
We don't know.
We don't know, but definitely
can't prove it.
Yeah, he definitely has a bone to pick with us for some sort. But what are some of the microaggressions you've received, or things that you might be beneficial for the public to know when people, when you tell them you're gay or stuff like that?
I think over the years, like, I've experienced a lot. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people will ask you like backhanded questions like, oh, well, where's your girlfriend? Are you planning to get married? Like, simple things like that. I'm sure there are a million other things. I mean, we've experienced, a slew of like micro insults, would you call them? Like,
yeah, and I would
just like, oh, that's so gay. You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
especially when we were younger.
yeah.
I will say, when I came out, I was expecting a lot of things to be said to me that I didn't get, which was like pleasantly surprising. I was like, oh, just a lot of questions that I didn't get. But a couple of things that did happen a lot that I was like, was like, if you tell them and they're like, oh, I always knew. I always suspected that. I'm like, oh,
That's not fair. Like,
yeah.
you're coming to them, trusting them. Obviously, if you're telling them something like that, you're giving that person information.
Yeah.
And like, you don't want to be made
well, and whether you thought it or not, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because obviously this was weighing heavy on someone, and they've obviously been very
There's some
paranoid
level
about
of-
it.
Yeah,
their
a
whole
level of
life.
insecurity.
And so for you to be like, well, you weren't doing a very good job at whatever you were trying to accomplish, it's like, ugh, so that one was just like, bleh,
I've had to tone it down too. Like, I, played up being, bi. You know what I mean? There were, a lot of women in my day that I was interested in. And I think like it was easy for me to just play up that part of my life around people I knew who were, openly against, any kind of like gay relationship, right? Like it just,
my question,
like when you're comfortable or not around someone, how they perceive that, So
Yeah.
there are definitely times where I felt, incredibly uncomfortable. It's like you're burying something deeper and deeper within yourself because you're trying to protect yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to open yourself up for exposure or like targeted comments,
Yeah, for sure. I do have a question for you. When you came out as bi, did a lot of people say, oh, you're really gay, you're just trying to make it?
I did hear that. Yeah. And it's just like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what my
I
preferences
get that that's
are.
like a common thing that happens where people come out as bi as like a segue into being gay. But still, if someone says it, you just got to take their word for it. And it's like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. So just be like, I accept you. That is awesome. Exactly. I was surprised when I told my family. We haven't done a coming out episode yet, but when I told my family, they were very just like chill. They didn't ask a lot of questions. I think they were more shocked and in shock rather than, I think I caught them off guard. So they were like, okay. And that was it.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's a good response. You know what I mean? Just like, if you don't know what to say,
don't
just
say
take
anything.
it and digest it, know, and then if you have questions, talk to your kid or whoever it is after, in a respectful manner. Just I'm willing to answer questions. Like if, someone came up to me and said, well, how long have you like, or how did you know, or, when did you know? Like, I'm comfortable answering, within limits, obviously, too. But
and something I would say that would help the general public too is like, if you have those suspicions, don't make obvious statements. And where like an example of this was, all growing up, didn't really have a girlfriend. And my grandma, who I would not see regularly, every year around the holidays would be like, oh, when are you going to bring a girl to Thanksgiving? Oh, you're going to find a nice country girl or something like that. And I'm like, well, and, and they didn't mean anything by it.
But they're making an assumption,
and it just made it uncomfortable where I didn't want to, like every year I would get very anxious around the holidays because it's like, oh, it's another year where I don't have someone there and everyone makes you feel. And so it's just like, if you have those suspicions, just talk about the things in their life that don't involve a relationship, because guess what? You don't have to be in a relationship to be happy.
Exactly.
And I think especially that's why there's a lot of seasonal depression around the holidays, because you see all
amplifies. Like, you're probably already insecure, I know I was insecure for many years. Like, what is wrong with me? Why do I still not, have someone like around the holidays, Yeah.
So it's just
so
like,
don't add,
stress to
insult to an injury,
don't rub salt in the wound. Just talk to them about the other stuff they have going on in their life, because I'm sure
Yeah.
they've got a ton that they would like to talk about.
You were in college, like ask about
College,
like,
right?
hey, how's your career trajectory? Do you know what you want to do? Like,
Plenty
there's
to
so
talk
many
about.
other topics and people's personal relationships.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got a pookie head shaking and roaming. You hear some little tappy paws.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other just examples of stuff. I'll always and forever, going out to eat is always just an awkward thing between us, because sometimes we try to go, what is it, going
Dutch. That's what they say. Yeah.
But we also like to base it off of where we're at. If it's like a not very vibey, welcoming place, we go Dutch. And
it's for our own, like, I don't know about you, I don't want anyone spitting in my food. Because, like it or not, even not in the Midwest, there are still people out there that do not approve of this lifestyle. Even though it's 2023, Dan.
What? You mean all these laws and stuff that are trying to change our rights?
Right.
So, but so it's always like, oh, they're like 1 check or 2. And so sometimes we do 1 check, sometimes we don't. But it is very just, I don't know how to get through that, especially like on the day-to-day. But that is just one thing that just happens, and you're like, gosh, I don't know how to handle this sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other things. I mean, I'm sure, there are a million things, but it's amazing what 3 years, in a relationship will do too. You kind of forget about,
this stuff before.
Some of this stuff before, it's just kind of an echo in the past.
And it's also, we've been able to surround ourselves. Oh my gosh, the dog's scratching for food. We've also been able to surround ourselves with people that we know will be
supportive and
not make things uncomfortable.
And that is a plus of, finding your boo, what I mean? Like,
when all else fails.
And like, once you get to a certain point, like, you're just comfortable, and like, any relationship that's not meaningful to you, or that's weird or toxic or sour, like, I hate to say it, but like, we don't need that. You know what I mean? Like, we've got everything we need.
Right. So if you're gonna hold on, we gotta pause this. She's scratching. We'll be right back. And so the reason we're actually recording this a little earlier than we have been. We've been really off on our recording schedule, but I am about to go out of town. So the time that you're watching this will have been apart for the longest we've ever been apart. I
think the longest. Do you remember the longest?
Was it when I went in town and you went to the wedding?
Mm-hmm.
But that was only a weekend.
It was just a weekend, I think. Right? It was like 3 or 4 days max. Maybe.
I'm gonna be gone for an entire week.
And Pepper was gone that time too.
Yeah,
I was really lonely.
So I'm going to a work conference, and then the conference is near my hometown. So I'm gonna take some time off just since I'm already there, just spend some time. But that means I'm going to be away from you and Pepper for an entire week. So
Pepper and I are going to be throwing ragers.
Yeah, so how do you think it's going to go?
Drop my address, split. No, I'm just kidding.
How do you think it's going to go?
I think we're going to watch a lot of movies, go on a lot of WALKIES.
Yeah.
Hang out, I'll probably hit the gym.
Yeah, I bet you'll get on a really good gym schedule without me slowing us down.
Well, we've been doing really well with everything.
Yeah. So. Who do you think is going to have a harder time?
Ooh. In what way? Do you like just
missing
in general?
each other, or just being like, oh, I'm bored, or I don't know.
I think we both will. I think you're gonna have a lot going on, so you're probably not gonna have a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm gonna be sitting at home working, and it'll be like noon, 12:30, and I'll be like, oh, Dan's not coming home for lunch.
Where's his Zoomies?
It'll be like a little micro assault.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I definitely think maybe the first half of the week I'll be struggling because I'll be not alone, but I'll be at the conference without people. I just in the evenings be bored. But the second half of the week should be fun. I get to see my family that I haven't seen in a while, so that'll always be a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing, if you're watching the podcast, I got new glasses. Please let me know what you think. So I went to the eye doctor recently, had a good checkup. Something I wanted to address with them. Graham was very big about this, but I was having trouble seeing it
like
at
night
night.
blindness, right?
Yeah, like I just was like, at night it was especially out in these rural roads, like in the highways and stuff, when there aren't as many lights, I was dark, just like not being able to sleep well. So I get nervous though, like asking the doctor, because like what if it's like a really bad issue, it's almost like I don't want to know. But
I know, and I think I push you kind of to like get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, Graham is really good about that. But I went into the doctor and had a really good checkup, and my astigmatism is getting worse in one eye. But that is what he thinks is part of the problem. So astigmatism is like the curvature of your eye.
It's not completely round. Like
yes. Yeah. People... And so especially when I wear my contacts, he said that if they start spinning slightly in your eye,
it refracts a light like a different way than it should.
So he thinks that's what it is.
That's like the basic like for dummies version.
Yeah. And then he's saying part of it was probably for the amount of screen time that I have, because he said if you are not looking at a screen, your average blink rate is 15 blinks per minute.
Really?
But if you're looking at a screen, it goes down to 5.
Really?
Yeah.
You think you would blink more because of the bright light,
but probably because you're studying stuff, I don't know. But yeah, so he said that. So they're giving me some eye drops, so hopefully that will help. And he said probably just wear glasses at night would. And I've gotten so good about, I like am really phasing out of contacts. I like the ease of contacts with like not having to worry about glasses falling off or smudging but the older I get, the more I'm like, it is a hassle. There was one time when I moved to Kansas and I was living by myself, I got really tired and I rubbed my eye without thinking about it, and I still had my contact in, and I actually pushed the contact to the back of my eye socket.
That is literally my worst nightmare. I refuse to get contacts because of like that alone.
Pepper's looking at my coffee. So
Pepper, did I give you a blowout? Here, do you want me to put it over there?
Yeah, I was trying to move it. Yeah, let me get a sip.
Oh, you want her to? Hey, come on up. Come here, Pokey Head.
Come on up, doggy. Come on. Good girl. So I
wanted her to be on camera.
I know. She said y'all haven't paid my new fees.
Yeah.
So
I need to discuss our fee schedule.
Pushed the contact to the back of my eye, and I could just feel pressure in there. So I like call my brother. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? He's like, go in the shower and like blink and look at the water to see if it'll rinse it out. Nothing happened. So finally I call my parents and I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to go take myself to the hospital. And my dad was like, well, what do you think they're going to be able to do? They can't scoop your eye out and put it back in. And I'm like, well, they got to be able to do this somehow. So I was going to take a video, and
panic set in.
Oh, I was
like at that word, I would have been freaking out.
I know. That's why you don't go to your, my parents are not good in those scenarios. I need someone to talk me off the ledge, not push me off.
Yeah.
So I'm like sending him a video of my eye. And so like in the video, I like have my eye up and then I'm like spinning my eye in a circle to try to like show it from all angles. And in the video, the contact just goes boop and shoots right out of my eye. And I'm like, oh, never mind.
So your dad saw it happen?
Yep. Yeah.
Dang. So it was a video or like a FaceTime?
It was a video.
Do you still have it?
I don't know. I think I deleted it because I was shirtless. I didn't like it.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, it was crazy. So the older I get, now I wear my contacts during the day, and then as soon as I get home, I take them out because I don't want to get tired and rub my eyes again. Like I'm traumatized by that.
Did we talk about my LASIK on here ever?
No, I don't think so.
So I would, refuse to get contacts because I don't even really like putting eye drops in. Like I always hated it as a kid. Like my mom would have to like force my head down and like keep my eye open because I'd always blink, like I didn't like the feeling, it was like you're being blinded, I guess. But so I would never do contacts. But I signed up and had my eyeballs sliced open by a robot.
Which that I could not do. That's this.
Yeah, so I had my surgery about not quite 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in October. Literally the best decision I've ever made. Like, it was, to me, worth every penny. I also had a dual astigmatism, and I think I had like 20/50 in one eye and 20/60 in the other or something. It was kind of bad, like I was pretty blind. Is it okay? I always mix up near and farsighted. Is nearsighted you can't see far away?
Yeah, nearsighted you can see near, farsighted you can see far away.
Okay. Yeah, so I could see up close, but I would struggle with like
most people are nearsighted.
Stop signs and street names and numbers and stuff were always really hard. And I like finally got a pair of prescription sunglasses at one point, but then it was like, okay, now I have to haul like my glasses and sunglasses, so a lot of times I'd have my glasses and I'd forget my sunglasses, so I'd be like either like raw dogging with my vision, with sunglasses on, and I'd end up missing signs and stuff. But I don't know, I just, the thought of putting a contact in my eye, I
would prefer that over LASIK. I can't do it. My eye doctor was trying to get me to do LASIK, and I was like, I can't. I was like, even with how great your experience was, I'm just too scared that I'll have like itchy eyes for the rest of my life or something.
Oh yeah. I had a lot of those fears. You remember, right?
Yeah.
Like I think I got the best advice from my mom. Like, she always gives me the best advice. She's my mom, but she, the night before my surgery, here I am Googling, every potential, possible side effect. And I'm rereading through, like, they gave me like a little disclosure or disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, a thing I had to sign. And it had like 3 pages of things that could go wrong.
Yep.
And you have to sign and date it. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And then we stumbled upon a YouTube video of a reporter or anchor, I think, a meteorologist. Yeah, and she had LASIK, and then I guess she was one of the rare, or she had some rare side effects where her eyes were like, she was having a burning sensation like all the time, right?
Yeah, and it ended badly. I don't think we can say the word. It did not. It did not end well. So I had heard of that, and I was trying not to tell him. Because I didn't want my fears to become his fears.
So anyway, I'm looking it up, talking it through, and I'm talking to my mom at the same time, and she said, you always know how you feel, just get some rest, sleep on it, and then see how you feel in the morning, see how you feel when you show up there. If you have any doubt, you can back out, you know what I mean? It's not like too late for you, but you know what I mean? Slept on it. I woke up feeling really good. This guy drove me to my appointment and got to the front desk. I was still feeling good. Signed more paperwork. They gave me drugs and I was feeling really good.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what they gave me, but I remember being really loopy.
Yeah,
for sure.
I couldn't be in there because it was still like COVID-y times, like it was after COVID, but
Yeah.
So I sat in the car, and then he hopped in the car and he's like, I want to get Subway. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so I would say the experience is really great for me, for sure. I had I can't remember which one. I don't think it was PRK. It was whichever one was like bladeless. It was just all the laser, and then the only thing the eye doctor, the optometrist, had to do was like smooth the flap of your skin.
Ugh.
But I remember like it did, had I not been like on like the
Loopy.
drugs, I would have been freaking out because they put like the metal things to keep your eyes open,
Pepper cover your ears. Jeez Louise, it sounds like a nightmare.
I remember like seeing the machine do its thing. Like I could see it looked like it was, kind of like 3D printing, you know what I mean? Kind of how that looks. And like then like you kind of like, you do kind of go blind for a second, but it's also like really, really bright, but I don't know. But that same day, remember, like I slept on it after, we went and got lunch. I think I came home, I was like, okay, I'm gonna rest, you know, and I think I finally got up. My mom came by and dropped us off like chili and cinnamon rolls, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And some crackers and stuff. And then we took Pepper for a WALK, and I remember like I could clearly see the sign of, you know, that building facility where we walked by, and I was like, wow. And then like the next day, looking at the trees, like seeing individual leaves on a tree, I felt literally like a child again. It was
and insane, I think I understand that feeling, because I think that's what it's like when you put on contacts, where like every angle you look, like even when you're wearing glasses, you're kind of aware of the peripheral, but
exactly,
like when your contacts, you're like just like the world,
everything is clear. It's like going from like whatever to like,
it's like like your old
4K,
it's like your 90s TV staticky television to like crystal
4K.
Clear. It's just like, what? I didn't know the world looked like this.
Exactly. But no regrets over here. But
still won't do it. Okay, well, we covered a lot.
We did. So again, let us know what you think. Are we being harassed? Why do you think this guy hates us, or allegedly, you know, it feels like we're being targeted? If you want to drop your 2 cents below, we'd love to read the feedback. But
we will see you after I'm back from my trip.
And
then we'll have a whole reunite. We'll have so much to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, peace out.
All right, good night.